Hello, students. A very pleasant welcome to all my viewers out there. I, your master teacher Sheetal Katkade, welcomes you to e-commerce for Maharashtra State Board sessions. Before we begin with the session, एक जनहित में जारी सूचना. Kindly keep yourself healthy, kindly keep yourself hydrated and ensure that you are masked up because coronavirus को जीतने नहीं देना है. इस ही सूचना के साथ ही में हम दूसरी सूचना ये देते हैं दैट यू आर योर अटेंडिंग SYJC's sessions for the Aakar batches, and today we are conducting an exclusive class on secretarial practice chapter of grade 12th standard का chapter है sources of business finance. We've already had some sessions for this chapter. Today what are you going to look at? So of course the title states it's going to be about public deposits, the bonds, ADRs, GDRs. What are all these things? Keep yourself tuned. But also to keep yourself tuned for the upcoming sessions, the only request is like, share and subscribe. So if you like, share and subscribe, definitely you will not have to keep on looking out for the schedule, but all these schedules will automatically be informed and notified to you. I know आप उतने तो tech savvy हो, you know about all these things, right? Chalo, with this, I want to know if all my students are ready or not ready. If you are ready, of course, you should be having your pen, your notebook, and your mind concentration here in this session because आज का chapter number 2 जो है where we are going to talk about public deposits, bonds, ADR, GDR and commercial banks, you really need to make a note. अब आप बोलोगे मैम आप हरी क्लास में बोलते हो you need to make a note of these things, these are very important topics. तो हम सिर्फ बोलने के लिए नहीं बोल रहे हैं बेटा, but it's actually important for you to jot down everything. Reason is when I speak, when you listen, it all sounds easy. But when you try to give a flashback, कुछ याद नहीं रहता है. And that is the time these running notes जो आपने लिख कर रखा होगा ना, that would be beneficial. With this, let us begin with the very first topic, public deposits. What do you mean by public deposits? But before asking what do you mean, I want to know, do you know whether public deposits are a part of owned capital or borrowed capital? If you know, of course, you all need to put it down into the comment section. What are the public deposits part of? Are they a part of a source of fund which is owned capital, or are they a part of a source of a fund which is borrowed capital? And of course, public deposits, the answer is borrowed capital. Public deposit is an important source of finance, but these finance are made available for a short tenure, short term requirements of the company. They are the fixed deposits. पब्लिक डिपॉजिट्स क्या होता है? फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट्स होता है विच आर रिसीव्ड बाय द कंपनीज फ्रॉम द जनरल पब्लिक. मतलब पीपल लाइक यू एंड मी who have some savings with them are going to give that saving in the name of public deposits to the companies. जैसे हम फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट देते हैं बैंक को, वैसे ही हम पब्लिक डिपॉजिट देते हैं to the companies. Now we said that we are making these funds available to the companies and they are for the short term requirements. What is the short term tenure? Anything between 6 months to 36 months. So 6 months से लेकर 36 months तक के टाइम पीरियड में it's going to be possible for the company to accept and it's going to be possible for you to lend the loans, to lend the credit to the companies. So आधा साल, 6 months is half year, to 36 months that is 3 years. 12 threes are 36. तो इसको याद रखना है because this could be a part of 1 mark question or it could be a question that tell me short term में कितना public deposit available होता है. So it's anything from half a year, that's 6 months, to a completion of 3 years, which is 36 months. Furthermore, the companies issue deposit receipt to the depositor. Who's a depositor? Someone who has made the public deposit available to the company. So that public may say individual. or that entity who has made the funds available. To whom? Of course, to the company. So, what does the company issue? A deposit receipt. The terms of the deposits are mentioned in this receipt. Matlab, this becomes a document which is going to give the details कि भाई आपने कब दिया, कितना दिया, कैसे पैसे दिए, and most importantly the other important facts like what's the principal amount and what is the interest that you're going to get, and for how long are these deposits going to be true with the company. The interest which is paid is the returns on investments for such deposits. So when somebody buys shares तो उसको dividend मिलता है. In the same way, when somebody lends the money in return for that public deposit, the depositor is going to receive the interest. Talking about the definition, of course, the definition is laid down by Companies Act 2013 and it is mentioned in the section 2, subsection 31. How are you supposed to read this? I have always been reading this for you loud and clear. Let's read it together. As per Companies Act 2013, section 2, subsection 31. Deposit includes any receipt of money by way of deposit or loan, or maybe in other form by a company, but does not include such categories of amount as may be prescribed, as may be mentioned in the consultation with Reserve Bank of India. इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें क्या हैं? सबसे पहला, डिपॉजिट इज बेसिकली रिसीविंग द मनी बाय हुम? बाय द कंपनी. ओके, सो इट्स अबाउट रिसीविंग द मनी बाय द कंपनी in the form of, by the way of what? Either it is the deposits, either it is the loans, or any form where somebody has lent the money to the company, but will not include any such type of funding, any such type of receiving of the funds or the capital or the amount as RBI has not permitted to. To put it in simple way, हिंदी में एक बार बात करते हैं. अगर डिपॉजिट की बात कर रहे हैं तो डिपॉजिट क्या है? डिपॉजिट एक लोन है, एक क्रेडिट है जो क्रेडिटर ने दिया है, डिपॉजिट होल्डर ने दिया है, डिपॉजिटर ने दिया है. किसको दिया है? कंपनी को दिया है. सो द कंपनी is going to receive the loan, or you can say maybe the deposit, or maybe the capital, or maybe the funds. Okay, अब ये रिसीविंग हो रहा है तो दे कौन रहा है? द डिपॉजिटर. यहां तक तो इजी है. द क्वेश्चन हियर इज, मैम ये सेकंड पार्ट क्या बोलता है? तो सेकंड पार्ट ये बोलता है all these categories are allowed to give the funds as public deposits, but any of those ways, any of those mediums, any of those fundings which are mentioned, which are given by the RBI, who are not supposed to make the funds available as deposits, इज अ पब्लिक डिपॉजिट. मतलब सिंपल सी चीज है, आरबीआई ने जिन लोगों को या जिन तरीकों को मना किया है टू बी एक्सेप्टेड एज पब्लिक डिपॉजिट्स, उसके अलावा बाकी के सारे टाइप ऑफ फंडिंग्स, if they are for a short period of time, 6 months to 36 months, for a fixed period against the interest to be received, are going to be public deposits. अब आरबीआई ने किस किस को रोक कर रखा है, व्हाट्स नॉट अलाउड? ऑफ कोर्स वी वुड बी कमिंग टू दैट, बट इतना सा डेफिनेशन है जिसमें दो ही चीजें हैं. एनीथिंग दैट यू रिसीव एज फंड्स, लोन्स, क्रेडिट्स from the creditors is a public deposit, keeping in mind that that type of funding does not fall in the category of do not include given by the RBI. तो चलो, पब्लिक डिपॉजिट्स का डेफिनेशन तो क्लियर हो गया. अब डू नॉट इंक्लूड में क्या आएगा? बड़ी सारी लिस्ट है, प्लीज मेक अ नोट ऑफ दिस. The very first thing of do not include states any amount which is received from the central government or by the state government. सो अगर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से कोई फंड्स आ रहा है, वी विल नॉट एड्रेस इट टू बी पब्लिक डिपॉजिट्स. Any amount which is received as loan but from a banking company, because bank से आने वाला loan is a bank loan, it's a commercial thing, it's not going to be a public deposit. Any amount received from the foreign government or international banks, यहाँ पर क्या था, basically Indian banks, Indian government. But what's the third point saying? Same cheese. Nothing allowed from the government, nothing coming from the banks, be it Indian or be it international. Is this clear to you? Next one talks about any amount received by the company from some other company. एक company ने दूसरे company को अगर funds दिया है, again that will not be called as a public deposit. Next cheese in the list that you need to mention is about any amount which is coming as commercial paper से raise किया हुआ funds. We've already got an idea of what commercial papers are. So commercial paper के through अगर कोई fund receive किया हुआ है, that is also not to be considered as public deposits, because वो तो commercial paper से issue किया है ना. The source of fund itself is a commercial paper. जैसे बैंक से आने वाला इज अ लोन, वैसे कमर्शियल पेपर से आने वाला कैन नॉट बी एड्रेस्ड एज अ पब्लिक डिपॉजिट. मूविंग अहेड, एनी अमाउंट विच इज इशू ऑफ बॉन्ड्स से अरेंज्ड. अगेन बैंक से आया तो लोन हुआ, कमर्शियल पेपर्स वाला एक अलग से क्रेडिट किया हुआ पैसा है, और बॉन्ड से आने वाला इज विद द हेल्प ऑफ बॉन्ड्स, दैट ऑल्सो कैन नॉट बी कॉल्ड एज पब्लिक डिपॉजिट. एनी अमाउंट विच इज रिसीव्ड इन द ट्रस्ट, ट्रस्ट होता है ना, तो अगर ट्रस्ट में कुछ अमाउंट आ रहा है तो वो अमाउंट कैन नॉट बी यूज्ड एज पब्लिक डिपॉजिट. यू कैन नॉट यूज दैट मनी फॉर योर बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शंस. And then the last one talks about any kind of amount which has been received by subscription. Subscription किसका होता है? Shares का होता है and debentures का होता है. So if the company is raising funds with the help of equity shares or by the help of debentures, it will ask people to subscribe, and this is subscription of shares or subscription of debentures. Again, you cannot mix the two terms. So subscription of shares or debentures will also not be considered to be a public deposit. So quick revision: banks, governments, be it national, be it international. Okay, so banks, governments, the next thing is commercial paper, the next thing that I understand is any amount coming from shares or debentures, any amount coming in from bonds, any amount coming in as a trust, or what was the next thing that we've missed out? Any amount which is coming from a company to another company. All these things are the do not include wala part. So company to a bank, government's paying, any kind of trust income, any kind of commercial papers, any sort of funding which has come from the shares or debentures ka issuing, any kind of funds which have come to the company from the issuing of bonds. So ये सारी चीजें हैं जो नहीं इंक्लूड होती है to be considered as source of fund under public deposits. With this, now we quickly move to the next category of sources of funds, bonds. Again, this is a borrowed category. यहाँ पर भी बोरोइंग ही होता है, जहां जहां बोरोइंग होगा वहां वहां उधारी होगी, डेट. बॉन्ड इज अ डेट सिक्योरिटी. इट इज अ फॉर्मल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू रीपे, वापस देना है whatever has been borrowed, but not just the principal but along with the interest. So it's not only about giving the principal कि भाई I took 50 lakhs from you, I'm giving back 50 lakhs to you. Along with that, you also need to pay the interest. The holder of the bond is the lender. If I have given some company some funds and that is investing in the bonds, so then I become the lender to the company, and I am called as the creditor of the company. Oh yeah, जब creditor की बात आती है तो मुझे कुछ चीज़ें importantly याद आती हैं. Creditor is not the owner of the company and the creditor is not going to have any special rights. Right. Hmm. So bonds are the debt security where interest is earned upon giving money to the companies, and the person who's giving is the lender, and the company is going to call this lender the creditor. This creditor is going to get a fixed rate of interest. Fluctuating nahi rehne wala hai. It's going to be a fixed rate of interest that the person is going to receive against any amount which has been given to the company. Talking about the features, the very first feature says nature of finance. भाई यहाँ पर we just studied that bond is a debt capital. So ये कौन सा है? ये लोन टाइप है, ये क्रेडिट है, ये लोन है that has been given. This loan or this credit definitely is to be returned, है ना. So ये एक लोन है, ये एक क्रेडिट है, ये एक ऐसा टाइप ऑफ फाइनेंस है which is made available for some number or for some period of time. Now this period of time actually exists in multiples of fives. बोले तो 5 years, 10 years, 15 years ऐसे बॉन्ड्स दिए जाते हैं. सो इट्स अ क्रेडिट फंड. Next, repayment. Of course, there is going to be a documentation done, and uske against we have a maturity date. And this maturity date states that you would be getting your principal amount back on that date. Interest you've already been receiving, but on this date you would be repaid the principal amount. The next feature talks about the status of the bondholder. We just studied that it is a credit amount, and then who gives the credit is the creditor of the company. Now, the creditor of the company has no voting rights. जिसके पास voting rights नहीं है, वो cannot participate in the meetings. I know I am writing upon myself only. Just give me a second. अरे full display हो नहीं रहा है. Just give me a moment. I hope now it is fine. So the status of the bondholder is that this person is the creditor, has no voting rights, and cannot participate in the meetings of the company, cannot be a part of the decision making. Lastly, returns on the bonds. What is the person going to get? Fixed rate of interest. I hope this is clear to you. Just take 5 seconds and go through this quickly. Nature, its credit or the loan amount, which is issued in the multiples of 5, that is 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. रीपेमेंट मैच्योरिटी डेट होती है, उस दिन हमको मिलता है हमारा प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट वापस. Bond holder is the creditor, has got no voting rights and cannot participate in any of the decision making, so does not participate in the meetings. Returns on the bonds, प्रिंसिपल तो मेच्योरिटी डेट पर मिल रहा है, बट रिटर्न्स ऑन द बॉन्ड्स इज बेसिकली अ फिक्स्ड रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट दैट दिस पर्सन, द बॉन्ड होल्डर, द क्रेडिटर, इज गोइंग टू receive in the companies, I mean receive in the investment through the bonds. Wow. With this, now I again need to switch myself to my right corner. Yes. And now we move to the next part. What is the next part? Oh, ADRs and GDRs. The ADRs and the GDRs. What is this? अरे ये इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में एंट्री का चांस हाउ? चलो समझते हैं. Whenever I talk about international market, one thing that hits me is, of course, when I am talking about international market, it is an outcome of globalization, and globalization was due to free economic policy का implementation. So, with the adoption of free economic policy and due to globalization, Indian companies have managed to get their shares listed, traded on the foreign stock exchanges. मतलब अपने कंपनी के शेयर्स जो हैं वो दूसरे देश के कंपनीज के स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पर लिस्टेड है. जैसे वी बाय सो मेनी कंपनीज का शेयर्स, इंटरनेशनल कंपनीज के शेयर्स जब हम इंडिया में बैठ के खरीदते हैं, वैसे ही आर कंपनीज का शेयर्स इन फैक्ट आर लिस्टेड ऑन देयर स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस, एंड द पीपल आउट इन देयर कंट्रीज, द फॉरेनर्स, आर गोइंग टू बाय द शेयर्स ऑफ इंडियन कंपनीज. The policies of these stock exchanges are different than that of the Indian stock exchanges. समझने वाली बात है, the rules, the regulations, the policies of each and every country are going to be different. So if the shares are listed on Indian stock exchanges, those companies will have to follow the policies of Indian stock exchange. When Indian companies are going to list their shares in foreign stock exchanges, so then they will have to follow whatever is there as a policy for foreign stock exchange ka listing of shares. Further, those companies which are not listing their shares directly on the foreign stock exchange, so अब ऐसा है ना कि if you have to go and follow their rules and regulations always, it is not feasible for the companies to go and have themselves listed under their policies, under their rules, under their regulations. So there is another way of yet entering into international market. What is that? I will not list as a company, not listing the shares directly, but listing them indirectly with the help of ADR and GDR. Oh wow, that's interesting. Let's understand this interesting part in much detail. Whenever I am talking about ADR, अब आपको लग रहा रहेगा अरे यार ये ADR मतलब क्या है, ADR मतलब क्या है? तो ये देखो, इट्स अमेरिकन डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट्स. ये दिख रहा है आपको, अमेरिकन डिपॉजिटरी रिसीट्स. And when I'm talking about GDR, it's Global Depository Receipts. Now, what's the difference between the two? The very first difference is the name itself. Whenever I am talking about ADR, I am talking about ADR, I am talking of trade happening in USA, American. So if the depository receipt is traded in USA, अगर trading USA में हो रही है, of course in dollars, तो if it is happening in dollars, then we say it is ADR. When I am talking about GDR, then what's happening? GDR is basically apart from America. अगर कहीं पर भी ट्रेडिंग हो रही है, it will happen in euros. अमेरिका हो रहा है तो डॉलर्स में. अमेरिका के बाहर कहीं पर भी अगर हो रहा है तो then it is dominated. The denominations that we use, they are dominated by two currencies, है कि नहीं? So the first denomination is ADR का, that's dollar, and the second denomination that we are talking is dominated by the euros. So ADR is dollars and GDR is going to be the euros. The instruments are traded, and both ADR and GDR are the depository receipts, with the only difference of the locations where they are traded. I hope this is clear, but still, if you are slightly confused, let's keep it like this. ADR is using dollars and deals only with transactions in USA. While I talk about GDRs, it's going to deal with euros and is going to talk about all the locations except USA. Simple now, easy now. Make a note of this because this is going to be important way of understanding what's ADR and what is GDR. Furthermore, now we have another source to be discussed, and that is commercial banks. What are commercial banks? Banks तो हमको पता है, तो commercial banks same चीज. Commercial banks also are going to play an important role in providing the short term finances to the companies. They've become a primary source for financing, for providing which capital? Working capital. So, if you remember fixed capital, working capital, जो expenses day to day के लिए होता है, everyday expenses, recurring expenses. For all these expenses, most of the companies choose the primary source to be the commercial banks. क्यों? Because उनको मिलता है overdraft facility. What is an overdraft facility? Now, all of us are aware that anybody who's running a business will need an account in the bank. But this account in the bank is going to be a current account. अब करंट अकाउंट में ना ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी मिलती है. ओवरड्राफ्ट, लेट्स ब्रेक इट. एनी draft, any withdrawal more than over and above. So overdraft facility is every account holder is having a set limit to be maintained as the balance in the account. So current account वाले को अगर मान लो कहा जाता है that 5 lakhs is what you will have to maintain as the minimum balance. Overdraft facility is given to that account holder where he or she may withdraw over and above that amount which is there in the bank. Of course this person will be charged, but फिलहाल के लिए time being funds तो arrange हो गया. Now this amount which is charged is going to be less rate of interest per. So if an outsider is going and asking for a loan, probably say if they are asking them to pay the interest of 12% or 15%, overdraft facility would be little lesser than that. क्यों? हमारे ही बैंक का अकाउंट होल्डर है इसलिए. So overdraft facility is over and above withdrawal where the person is going to be charged, and this person will also have to pay back the amount within the stipulated time. Of course उसके अगेंस्ट उसको सिक्योरिटी भी देनी पड़ेगी. That's overdraft facility. The next facility that the commercial banks give is cash credit. Cash credit is when you get cash, the actual liquid amount in your hand. Overdraft is not going to be the liquid amount in your hand. It could be for the transactions directly, मतलब एक अकाउंट से दूसरे अकाउंट में डालने के लिए. But cash credit is not that. Cash credit is if you have an X amount in your account, you may withdraw over that limit. मतलब अगर 5 लाख रुपया अकाउंट में है and you are expecting, I mean somebody is expecting a payment of 7 lakhs, तो ये 2 लाख रुपीज का ट्रांसफर ओवरड्राफ्ट की वजह से हो सकता था additional, and the bank will charge for that 2 lakh rupees. But in cash credit, you will get the cash in your account and you can withdraw that cash as per your convenience. That is cash credit. मजेदार बात ये है that if you have asked for a cash credit of 2 lakh rupees and you are utilizing only 1,30,000 rupees out of those 2 lakhs, you will be charged only on that 1,30,000 rupees. You will not be charged on the total amount which is passed on to your bank account. So that's the beauty of cash credit. The third facility provided is the cash loan. Every bank gives the loan. Loan के लिए you need some kind of collateral. Of course collateral is required everywhere. You require a collateral. You would be required to sign in the papers. The bank is going to charge you some interest, and this interest is to be paid in longer duration. You have to pay back the EMIs आता है, and then the bank is going to have the principal as well as interest covered from you. So that simple bank loan which we say is the cash loan. There the bank is going to charge you on the entire amount which has been sanctioned. It's not going to charge bits and parts में, जैसा cash credit में करती है. Lastly is discounting of bills. What happens in discounting of bills of exchange? Let's assume I am the seller, you are the buyer. I sold you some goods worth 10 lakhs. You are supposed to pay me 10 lakhs. You do not have sufficient funds and you promise to pay me, say, on the future date. तो हमने बोल दिया कि हम आपको पे करेंगे on 31st of February. That's not accepted, of course. But say I would pay you on 25th of February. Okay, you're expecting the payment around 21st. So on the safer end, you say 25th of Feb is what I will pay you the money. I say it's okay. But how do I trust you? There is going to be a promissory note kind of a thing. This note, this bill is going to be between you and me, that I have sold you goods, you have purchased those goods, you are supposed to pay me 10 lakh rupees on so and so date. Okay, now I will wait. I would wait as a drawer for my drawee. Look at my hand gestures and think what I'm saying. I, as a drawer, will wait for you as my drawee to pay back those 10 lakh rupees on 25th of February. You give it to me? Super. In case I am in urgency, I need the funds earlier, I cannot come to you because I know you have already promised me to pay it on 25th of February. So I cannot come to you. What I can do is I can go to the bank and I would tell the bank that, see, this is the bills of exchange between me and my client, where the client is promised to pay back on 25th of February, but today is 31st of Jan and I want it today only for some urgent needs. And then the bank says, okay, I will give it to you, provided you are willing to have some discounting happening. What is discounting? 10 lakhs is what your drawee was supposed to give you. No, we will not give you 10 lakhs. We will discount it and we'll give you, say, 9 lakhs 30,000 rupees or 9 lakhs 50,000 rupees, जो भी उनका होता है. मतलब क्या हो रहा है, बैंक ने सेड डेट के पहले मुझे मेरे पैसे देने के लिए, बट दैट्स बिफोर द सेड डेट और द प्रॉमिस्ड डेट, मुझे चार्ज किया. And when the amount is reduced, that is a discount that they have given. So discounting of bills of exchange. अच्छा, that doesn't mean बैंक ने मेरे को दे दिया तो हो गया. You still have to go and pay the bank. बैंक ने तो पे कर दिया तो हम तो फ्री हो गए? जी नहीं. Now you will have to go and clear it to the bank. That is discounting of bills of exchange. With this, we've completed understanding the functions of commercial banks. Also, you really enjoyed the class and you want more fun to happening, join us on the Vedantu's interactive live sessions of Vedantu platform, जहाँ पर पढ़ाई भी होती है, क्विजेस भी होते हैं, पूरा सिलेबस भी कवर होता है. Not just this, but we also ensure that you have all your doubts cleared instantly in the live sessions by talking to the teacher, unmuting yourself, by uncamming yourself, and interacting directly with your master teachers. We also ensure that you practice, you learn, you put yourself to the test. How but? So in the class we are checking if you've, we are testing if you've learned correctly or no. We are putting you to some assignments at the end of the sessions where I want my child to be prepared. Once my child is like kind of prepared, and after 8 days, 10 days, 15 days, I will put them to the test, and wo test karte, when the entire portion is completed, we will be conducting mock tests. two chapters, three chapters together also can be a part of your mock test. So you are preparing for your finals, you're preparing for your exams, and that's how your percentage would grow. With all these things happening, the most important thing is, while you miss out some class, while unfortunately you are unable to attend a particular class or a particular session, then what to do? Simple सा चीज़ है. If you've subscribed, we allow all our students to have an access to thousands of micro courses which are chapter wise courses. एक चैप्टर का एक माइक्रो कोर्स, जो चैप्टर बैठना है जाओ ढूंढो वो कब आने वाला है, वो अटेंड करो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. Nobody is going to stop you. This could be for all the chapters, for all the subjects that you have subscribed for. No restriction on the number of viewing, no restriction on number of times you attend these micro courses or number of chapters that you want to attend for the micro courses. Yes, you heard me right. And more importantly, everything is free for you. All you need to understand is, if you choose the right plan, you will be benefiting. Up choosing the right plan mein na, we are offering two plans. One is light, one is classic. Both the plans में you will have live interactive sessions, that is one to one टीचर के साथ बात कर सकते हो, टीचर आपके साथ बात करेगी, टीचर क्लास में लाइव रहेगी. फर्दरमोर टेस्ट सीरीज एंड प्रैक्टिस सेशंस भी मिलेंगे, असाइनमेंट्स भी करने पड़ेंगे फॉर ऑल द चैप्टर्स दैट यू हैव बीन स्टडिंग. whatever the teacher teaches, whatever the teacher writes, जैसे मैं आपको सिखाती हूँ तो आई राइट सो मेनी थिंग्स ऑन द स्लाइड्स ना, वैसे ही हर क्लास में हर मास्टर टीचर ऐसे ही लिखते हैं. सम वेरिएंट इनपुट्स आर देयर and these inputs are available to you. Whatever the teacher has been writing is available to you when you at the end of the class get notes karke try to pull in the PDF, so you get the notes as well. Doubt solving in the class happens in both the types. Where you have a doubt, you simply text it to the teacher, chat box में लिख दो कि टीचर मेरे को डाउट है, and then the teacher will ask, answer and get the doubt cleared. This is all fine. Matlab, this is all when teacher is there with you, along with you. There are, ways of solving the doubts. Okay. But say for example, the teacher is teaching say sources of business finance and आपको third chapter आ रहा है exam में, and इसके लिए आपने micro course देख लिया third chapter का. Because like I said, whatever the teacher is teaching in the session and the micro courses, we will not restrict you. जो chapter देखना है देखो, जो chapter चल रहा है attend कर सकते हो. But the point is कि अगर उस chapter से related कोई doubt आया तो that you cannot ask the teacher in any of the current sessions, because teacher is not talking only of that chapter, so she will not or he will not entertain that doubt. ऐसे सिचुएशन में योर क्लासिक कम्स इनटू पिक्चर, बिकॉज क्लासिक इज गोइंग टू गिव यू एन एक्सेस टू द मोबाइल ऐप ऑफ डाउट सॉल्विंग, जहां फ्रॉम 8 AM in the morning to 11 PM in the night we have doubt experts sitting for us. That's for you to have any of the doubts being resolved. So you just need to mention whatever your doubt is, or maybe you can click a picture and send that doubt to the doubts app, and then the doubt expert will answer to your question. Each of the plans have their own beauties, and the most beautiful part is the costs. It's already mentioned to you all that these are the costs, where you can also have a trial for 15 days at the cost of 999 rupees. But hold on, wait. Description box में जाना, वहाँ पर एक लिंक है, उसके ऊपर क्लिक करना, एंड उसके बाद बोलो अरे ये क्या है. दिस इज एन एक्सक्लूसिव ऑफर फॉर मकर संक्रांति's सेशंस. बोले तो ड्यूरिंग दिस फेस्टिव ओकेजन वेदांतु ने सोचा थोड़ा तिलगुड़ हम बांट देते हैं, बच्चों में भी, पेरेंट्स को भी खुश कर देते हैं. सो इफ यू आर एनरोलिंग योर सेल्फ while the EdFest is on, all you need to know is it's going to bring up an additional discount of 2000 rupees off on your fees. बोले तो the fees would be reduced down to 7,500 rupees in case of 9,500 rupees. वाओ, क्या बात है. सो यहाँ पर ट्रायल का अमाउंट भी 50% लो हो जाता है. सो जो 1,000 रुपीज का था वो 500 रुपीज में आपको मिलेगा. बट ये सिर्फ लिंक पर क्लिक करके सब्सक्राइब करने से नहीं होगा. आपको मिलेगा this discount when you are going to use the coupon code SHEPRO. तो याद कैसे रखने का? तो आप तो शीतल मैम की क्लासेस अटेंड कर रहे हो एंड आप शीतल मैम के एकदम प्रो बच्चे हो. तो SHEPRO अगर ये आप याद रखोगे तो you are going to get the discount for yourself and you would be able to enroll at a much lower price. इस ही के साथ योर मास्टर टीचर शीतल कातकड़े टेक्स लीव फॉर टुडे, साइंस ऑफ. Stay tuned for the upcoming sessions and like, share and subscribe. Show some love, man. You got to show some love. चलो मिलते हैं ब्रेक के बाद. बाय बाय.